No, you're not. Was my reaction to Drew Gooden's latest video, titled, I am the worst chef on YouTube. Because no, you aren't. I will say, he does have a very strong argument. He's messed up a lot of the foods that he's made.
It looks like there's a little bit of a different kind of cheese in there. It's not because I accidentally put in the mozzarella when I was supposed to do Parmesan. It wouldn't be that because I know how to read. I wouldn't make a mistake that simple. I said in the video, I promise you're not gonna undercook this.
And I promise the meat fully cooks.
I don't know about that. I think you would be shocked at my ability to undercook anything. Or I guess more accurately, to severely overcook anything out of fear of undercooking it.
But also, in his latest video, there was a lot that he actually said, yeah, I pretty much enjoy this, which I thought was interesting.
These are actually pretty good. And it's not just because I'm so disgusted by these that anything would have been better in comparison. I think I made something tasty.
Like it has this weirdly cartoonish look to it.
I like it.
I don't know if it's just because I'm really hungry right now, but this is probably the best thing I've made so far. I didn't really get it to seal over here, but I don't think that matters that much. I honestly like this a lot.
Congratulations, you're not the worst chef. Maybe you're a okay chef. I mean, you did burn a lot of stuff, so maybe not. Drew Gooden has a wide variety of food that he has attempted to make on his channel, and some work better than others. So, I will give him props for that. I just have one clip, but I think this is so bad that it just tops his, or is below his. However the ranking works. It's worse, is what I'm saying. One of my friends in this clip is very much into video stuff, and he's actually going to a college next year specifically for video stuff. So when we were doing this thing, he decided, this is stuff that we're doing, I should video it. But because it was going to take us a long time, we made it a time-lapse. What I have done is, I have thrown that clip, well, not thrown it, I can't throw a digital clip, it does not matter. I have so graciously placed this clip into Premiere Pro, and I have slowed it down, because it's a time-lapse, so the frames look really bad, but you can actually see what's going on, kind of, for the most part, as I'll describe what's going on. This was for a Spanish project. We had a 3-day weekend, and our teacher gave us this extra credit opportunity where you would make this native Spanish bread or something, and then you would bring it into class and have the rest of the class and the other classes try out your bread. They gave us a little ingredient list and instructions. I don't know why I'm calling it instructions. What is this called? List of ingredients. Recipe. See, I'm a worse chef. I don't even know what a recipe is. As I was saying before, I blue screened there for about 5 seconds. We had an ingredient list and a recipe so that we would make this native Spanish bread so that it wouldn't set the house on fire. We didn't set the house on fire, but I feel like we could have very easily. I will say, I have a reason for being the worst chef on YouTube, and that is because of my food allergies. Not just an intolerance that makes my tummy hurt. Ugh, my tummy hurts. Oh, no. No, I have these foods, and I will die. If you think of a dessert, I am probably allergic to it. I'm allergic to eggs, dairy, nuts, and for some reason, mango. I don't know why. Don't ask me. I used to be allergic to wheat until I was 10. Long story, not gonna go over it. But basically until I was 10, I had to live off of white bread bologna sandwiches. So that was fun. Now I just live off of normal sandwiches, which is slightly more enjoyable. I do also eat things for breakfast and dinner. I don't just eat lunch. I eat the same thing for breakfast like some people do, but I don't eat cereal with milk because I can't have milk. So I have this frozen burrito that I heat in the microwave. I don't cook anything. I just heat it up. Breakfast, I microwave frozen stuff. Lunch, I toaster oven stuff and I microwave stuff. And for dinner, I air fry stuff. That's basically it. I have probably 5 different variations of dinner, 1 variation of breakfast, and 1 variation of lunch. Anyway, before I yap anymore, let's actually look at this. Reminder, because I'm allergic to this stuff, I probably have not touched it ever before, or I touch it and I wash my hands, but I'm not used to using it. But yeah, look, we've got the milk out, and this will be out the entire time. By the way, I did the math on this, not using my math skills. My math skills are fine, but I'm lazy, so I found a calculator online to find out the weird time-lapse conversion thingy-mabob, and found out that this was actually probably 24 minutes of work. So that milk was probably out for around half an hour, because it was out before we even started. The flour's okay, because it's just flour, but we have milk just sitting out here. I don't know how long it takes for milk to go bad, because I don't drink milk. Man, we spent a lot of time looking at this ingredient list. Have we done anything? I don't think we have done a single thing except stare at this list. We're probably double-checking to make sure that everything's okay. It turned out to not be okay. Oh, nope, we're all looking for something. Oh, yep, I know what we're looking for, and I have found it. I am a genius. Although you're about to see I am not a genius, and I am in fact the worst chef on YouTube. But in my brain, I was a genius. In the recipe, I don't remember the exact details for everything, but I specifically remember they wanted 1 egg, which I'm allergic to eggs, not used to it. They required 1 egg, just the yolk. Separate the egg white. Everybody thinks, yep, okay, I got that. None of us know anything, apparently, when it comes to cooking. So my bright idea was to reach up to this rack hanging from the ceiling, grab a strainer, and strain the egg. I do not know if you have ever tried to strain an egg. I would think not, because as my friend's mom actually told me, you don't need to strain an egg to separate the white from the yolk. Only an idiot would do that. So that's what I did. I tried to strain the egg, and it was basically like trying to get a sheet of saran wrap to go through a bunch of tiny holes. Because that is kind of what an egg white is like. So I decided, okay, yeah, let's grab this thing. And everybody thought, yep, okay, there we go. We walk over to the sink with the strainer and we stare at it. We stare at it and we stare at it, hoping that it will eventually strain itself. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just looking at my watch for what is apparently 5 minutes. I don't know if I'm timing something or what, but then our friend's mom comes in and says, "Dear God, what is this contraption in my sink?" Which is a valid reaction to seeing a giant strainer with 1 singular egg just sitting in there, not doing anything. So, she walks over and basically says, only an idiot would do that. So, she just says, okay, I'm gonna get a new egg and I'm gonna do this. So, she gets another egg and tells us, yeah, you literally just put the egg there and then separate it. Just like on a plate, you can do it. Okay, now we get into the good stuff. Look at this. We're putting sugar or flour or something into the bowl. See, this is why I'm the worst chef, because I don't know what is going on. Anyway, so we're putting this stuff in, mixing it, and then it says you're supposed to knead the dough eventually. So we start kneading the dough. And kneading, and absolutely nothing is happening. I could have kneaded this dough, I could have kneaded this dough until the cows come home, until the earth blew up for some mysterious reason. I could have done this forever, and nothing would have changed. And then you can see us hysterically laughing. Now you might ask, why did you randomly start bursting out in laughter? And that's when I realized, oh, you know salt? Apparently, a little salt goes a long way. And what I realized was instead of putting half a tablespoon or whatever it said, half a teaspoon, I still don't know the measurements. Worst chef on YouTube, remember? Instead of putting the half small amount, I put half a cup of salt in the bread. I'm going to start referring to this as bread because I don't think it ever ended up being normal bread. I don't think you can even call it a thing. It looked like a glob of... This is where everything started to fall apart. Well, I think it started to fall apart after the egg straining event of 2022. And then it fell apart even more with the half cup of salt event of also 2022 or whenever this was. So we realized, okay, maybe it will be fine. Let's just keep going. So we decide to keep going. I don't think anything eventful happens for a little bit. Let me go a little bit faster here. Ah, yes. And now we have the bowl incident of 2022 or whenever this was. We realized, oh, it's probably not needing because we haven't put anything in it. Just sugar, just flour, and just way, way, way too much salt. So our genius brains go get the half stick of butter or whatever, and we can't use the whole stick, so we're like, okay, you know what? Let's make everything in its own bowl. That way we don't cross-contaminate with anything, accidentally put more of what we need. You know, it's not like we have 20 times too much salt in here already. So, friend number 1 is going to cut the butter. Friend number 2 is going to hold the bowl, and I will still be kneading the dough endlessly. And what happens is, I don't know if you know this, but when you're putting a force down on something, if that thing breaks or goes away, you're still going to put that force for a little bit. So let's see what happens here. We all start staring at the ground. Now, as I've described, if I'm pushing on something and this thing goes away, this is still going to be pushing down. That's what happened with the knife. So, I'm at my friend's house. He's got a glass bowl. We wouldn't use a plastic bowl, right? I mean, we already have 2. Why would we want a 3rd? That would just make everything worse. So, get a glass bowl. Somebody guts the butter falls into the bowl, the knife keeps going, knocks the bowl out of the other friend's hand, the bowl falls onto the ground and breaks. Now there's glass all over the kitchen floor. So, we once again call on our friend's mom. And she comes to the rescue and sweeps up glass for probably about 10 minutes as we just stand there. And it's at this point, I think, that we realized, okay, let's put the butter in. Right, so this goes on for a while, and we're just standing here staring at the ingredient list. And then we think, okay, you know what? We're just going to throw this thing together, get it in the oven. We'll make up some sort of excuse like, oh, sorry, the bread got moldy, or oh, sorry, or another excuse like, oh, we ate it all because it was so tasty and delicious and definitely did not contain enough salt to probably start a virus that would be worse than the bubonic plague. So with our excuses in mind, we get back on the horse, we take the punches, we put the butter in, friend's mom's still cleaning up glass. We're just gonna gnaw this one out. It's gonna suck, but we're just gonna get through it. So we knead the dough more and more and more. We sit for probably about 5 minutes, wondering what is going on, and we go to our friend's mom again. If you can see behind me, you can definitely tell, well, first of all, cat number 1 over here, but it's getting darker. You know, these videos take a long time, and this is a reason why this guy decided to jump up on my desk. The life of a high school student who is making a video because he's bored. Okay, say goodbye. Say goodbye. Bye. Friend's mom comes to the rescue. We're just going to throw this thing together, get it in the oven, act like everything's going okay. Friend's sister comes in. We're making sure the camera's rolling because if it wasn't, then we would have no evidence of us putting in this much work. So, all three of us rotate through kneading the dough like it's CPR, except if it was CPR, the person would have been dead probably about 20 minutes ago because we've been kneading the dough for like 20 minutes, probably the wrong way, which would not help during CPR. After we've failed to bring this bread into life for about 20 minutes, we just throw everything together. Hey, we put it in the oven. Look, it's in the oven. Everything's fine. And there we go. I don't think anybody can top this performance. This is like a movie so bad it's good. We struck out every single time. We've struck out more than we've gone to the plate. Let's start with the basic one. Not the basic one, but probably the ones that I would consider the least wrong, okay? We forgot the milk, which we only realized after we forgot the butter. We have forgotten two of the most key ingredients in making this bread. I added probably about 40 times too much salt. I don't know how many tablespoons are in a cup or in a half cup. I'm American, we don't know these things. And I know Drew Gooden had a similar experience in the last video where he put like 40 grams of something instead of 1 gram because he read it backwards. But I feel like the salt, if someone were to take a bite of this, they would probably die of high sodium levels. In Drew's video, he ate it, it just tasted...
But this raspberry cheesecake one just did not turn out right. I thought it looked pretty good, but it was so thick and had literally no flavor. It had the consistency of cream cheese, but tasted like the container that cream cheese is sold in.
He could do it, though. I think if you had one bite of this bread, your sodium levels just... I don't know why. I don't know, as I was saying, I don't know why it's making that sound, but apparently I shouldn't make it anymore, otherwise my voice will go, ah! So, we've done those three things. Drew did a similar thing, but I think ours is worse because it would probably cause a disease or something, or death. And I just don't think anything can top this. Drew Gooden, you might be a bad chef, but you're not the worst chef on YouTube just because you have never, unironically, tried to strain an egg. Thanks, that's all. Make sure to have a good day, be safe, and, third thing here. I'm putting this here to try to avoid copyright, and hopefully that works. I don't know how it does work. Seriously, though, do go watch his videos. They're really, really funny, and I highly recommend him. Most likely...